Thanks for staying with us here on TVC Breakfast. It's now time for us to take a peek at what the papers are reporting this morning. The Nation newspaper says, Umahi, all Southeast governors backing Tinubu for second term. Plan for Southeast Summit on endorsement on cause. President's performance wonderful, says Eno. Blueprint newspaper says, Umahi to Obi others join Tinubu's 2027 train. All Southeast governors already on board. The Nigeria News Direct, 2027, PDP governors, senators oppose Atiku's coalition plan, the man party-driven alliance. And leadership newspaper toes the same line, defections don't leave. PDP begs aggrieved members, blames internal, external sabotage for crisis. This Nigeria, Emefiele's 753 seized houses for sale. Federal government to auction them through Renewed Hope portal after integrity test, says Housing Minister. The Guardian newspaper says MPC seeks fiscal support on Naira stability, retains interest rate at 27.5%. Daily Independent speaks to education matters. Reps vow to identify UTMA glitch, the culprits take action. And Sport Live, Galatasaray to Osimhen, we can pay your 75 million euro release clause and then salary. Owen's EPL thoughts online or named best right back. Let's do this with my colleagues, Toma and Veronica. Looking at the political developments, this morning, you see Umahi talking to Southeast governors, saying that the governors, talking to Southeast politicians, that the governors are backing the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for second term, and then, saying that they should join the train. This is specifically speaking to the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in 2023, Peter Obi, and, the likes.
Well, if what he says is true, and politicians at times will tell you that, look, it's a walkover. I've just gotten the information that this is the information. So when they say things like that, I don't take it hook, line, and sinker. Well, let's see.
Come to think of it, the president was in the Southeast Anambra, where he went to inaugurate project alongside Governor of Anambra, Soludo, saying that, and then they said that they're rightly behind the president.
Yes, but all of them say it, or a representative of all the governors. The point I'm trying to make is that maybe one or two have not made up their mind yet. But you have to come out with a strong face when you're coming out with information like this in politics. Let's wait for the summit and see the attendance and then get the communique that will come out of it.
How strong are these opposition parties? Because what we see is the fact that some of these people want to retain their seats. Let me just use the word seats. They want to retain their position come 2027. So they look for the best alignments rather than saying, yeah, I'm just loyal to my party.
Of course, you know how we play politics in Nigeria now. It's the norm, year in, year out, when we are counting down to an election year. This is what you see, often coming out to talk about it. But the minister, Dave Umahi, is bold to say this especially because of the statement that came from Governor Chukwuma Soludo, talking about supporting the president, though from ABGA, an opposition party. He has come out to say he's supporting. And that's why he's bold enough to make this statement and also talk about the fact that there might be a summit where all of them, we have an agreement as to this is the person we are supporting. But that also does not mean that everybody will want to be part of the bandwagon. They have a right to choose who they want to support at the end of the day. So it's about you make your statement, I make my statement. Whatever is my interest, I choose at the end of the day. But let us wait till 2027 or 2026. Let's see how things begin to shape up, because these kinds of conversations can change at any time.
Before we change tact, let's see what Nigerian News Direct as well as leadership newspapers say concerning the PDP ahead of 2027, saying that PDP governors, senators oppose Atiku's coalition plan, demand party-driven alliance. But at the same time, others are still begging that don't leave PDP. They are begging their aggrieved members. But the way we are seeing it, it looks like the body language of some of these members, is just for them to say we have to ally with the best. But you, Atiku, fine, alliance is good, but it has to be led by the party, not individual.
I think they are trying to avoid a situation where one person will be stronger than the party. If the coalition happens, if it is driven by one person, that person becomes a demigod, so to say. He wants to take all the major decisions and all that. I think that is what they are trying to avoid by opposing that. And if I were a big wig in PDP, I will do the same begging. I'll beg my people, look, don't go. This tsunami is too much. Stay. Let's at least.
I'm not going to do let my people go.
No, let my people go. We need a viable opposition.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, before the crisis in PDP did not give us that service as a viable opposition. Now that they are depleted, will they be able to do it? However, it is still important that we have somewhere we can point to and say that's the opposition in Nigeria, because right now it's not looking as if it exists at all.
Yeah, the meeting yesterday, suggests that they also defied Supreme Court order reaffirming Ude Okoye as National Secretary. I know that there is this forth and back about who is the rightful person to hold this position and all of that. But how do you see it?
Well, the party obviously has its internal issues that it is still dealing with. But I think that what they need to do is to reflect on their journey and to also perhaps look at, okay, what's our ideology? If we are even saying we're in opposition, why they are trying to avoid matters of coalition that is not driven by an individual is because everybody has their interest. And if they want it to be that our interest is collapsed into one as PDP's interest, as against an individual's interest. But that does not happen when you do not even understand your ideology and what you even stand for at the end of the day. And this matter of you keep pointing accusing finger at someone from outside your home, saying they are the ones destroying your home. So I think that the party needs
open your door?
To welcome the stranger, right? But I think that the party needs to sit back. Atiku himself and the party as a leader in the party needs to sit and have certain conversations with these persons. I think they are indirectly saying, we do not want you, Atiku, as the person fronting for our party. That's my thinking. They haven't said that. They might want someone else to be at the front person leading the party for 2027.
That's right.
But they are just not coming out to say.
And I think former Vice President Atiku Abubakar should articulate exactly things that they want, to do with the party.
Absolutely.
Atiku Abubakar should articulate. I like that.
Right, let's move on to this Nigeria, which talks about our almighty Godwin Emefiele's 753 seized houses, which is now up for sale. But the bottom line there is that federal government is to auction them through Renewed Hope portal after integrity test. So the thing is, yes, we know that someone has amassed wrongly this amount of edifices. Let me use just that term. The amount of edifices. How could you have someone at that caliber, at that level? But when we now see him going to court, he clutches his Bible. You people will ask you, did you read the Bible?
Anybody can hold the Bible.
No, I'm just saying, did you read it before you do that? Now you've done it and you realize that there's God somewhere.
Are you not happy that it's only the Bible he's clutching? He's not also carrying crushes and and being rolled into court in the bed and so on. The street parlance says, life no balance.
How do you mean?
One person, 700 plus houses.
As far as we know.
As far as we know. And Nigerians are struggling to have a roof over their heads. They can't even afford the rent that landlords are charging. That kind of acquisition, I believe the federal government is doing the right thing by putting the houses on sale. And another thing I really liked is that, look, before we sell them, let's check the integrity of the houses that we're selling.
That's been said.
And that's quite good.
So Veronica, where people will now frown, where they will raise their eyebrow, is the fact that this has to be done properly. The issue of auctioning. So they need to be sure that, yes, the process is transparent. And that's what we need to see.
Absolutely. Because we said Renewed Hope portal. Give people hope that they can, when they come to that portal, they can access it and get something for themselves at an affordable price. But you see, his case also reminds me of former Minister Diezani Alison Madueke, how she also amassed wealth for herself. And I'm wondering, what kind of legacy are we portraying for young persons who want to take offices? Because when you see people steal the nation blind like this, pardon me for using that word, it's sad. It does not give the younger generation, even like you and I, hope. And you keep wondering, okay, so why are people occupying these offices if they keep amassing wealth that is meant for the generality of Nigerians? Where is your conscience? Right. What are you doing with over 700 houses? You can only sleep in the corner of your room. What are you doing with that?
When you're dead, you might not even be buried in that premises. No, I'm just saying, this is generalization.
Using the Emefiele matter, he's still alive as it is, and he can only sleep in one corner of his house. And that is just one house at a time. And if you say it is generational wealth, what do you think your children will even want to take over whatever it is you are doing? Let's have some milk of human kindness running in us as we occupy offices.
That's right.
And do serve the people.
Yeah, it's precisely why I like the idea that the federal government has taken acquisition of it, to show these younger generation that you do something wrong, there are consequences.
And I think
we need to underscore that the younger generation should understand that, look, even if you have the position to steal as much as you can, I'm not going to apologize for using that word. When you're caught, there are consequences.
When?
That's right.
When?
So that goes to show that they need to do more investigation into some of the people who had left office and who are still holding office.
Absolutely.
To determine
accountability.
You understand? So if you're stolen, we need to, take back what rightfully belongs to us.
So whatever monies that are gotten from this auction, please, back to Nigerians.
That's right.
Insulate it from corruption.
They have to be accountable. It has to be transparent.
So we don't have another story about it from there.
The Guardian newspaper talks about the meeting yesterday. The MPC seeks fiscal support on Naira stability, retains interest rate at 27.5%. And you see the MPR, that's the monetary policy rate, 27.50%. Cash reserve ratio, 50%. 16% for commercial banks as well as merchant banks. Liquidity ratio 30%. Asymmetric corridor plus 500 minus 100. And inflation still seen at 23.71%. But I tried to see the review of economic experts, policy experts, saying that the outcome of this, it's actually in line with their own expectations, and looking at the realities goes to show that the CBN is really on top of the game.
I am not a monetary expert, but there's one thing that stands out for me. The Naira is weak. And if the CBN is doing stuff to strengthen it, I believe it's something that is good. And if they are retaining 27.5%, then they must have seen something that encourages them. And they must have seen something that says if we leave it here, it will be good for the economy.
That's right.
At the end of the day, that's what matters, the impact and the implication for our economy at the end of the day. And if economists are saying that they are in support of the direction the CBN is going, of course, then we all should support the direction at the end of the day. The economy is critical. And we are talking about inflation and how we can drive that down, as well as look at how we can ensure that the Naira is stable and can compete with other currencies in the market. So I believe that this time around, the CBN is doing something right that a lot of people are looking forward to, that perhaps in the next 3 months, before the next review, let me use that word, before the next review of by the MPC, there must have been significant improvement in every area that this has been done for.
However, interest rate is something that, it's a challenge, because this is for the big boys. Well, how about SMEs who want to seek,
unfortunately, because
high side.
Majority of them are part of those who drive the economy, talking about
SMEs, right.
SMEs.
MSMEs,
you can just say SMEs. All right, guys. Right, so Daily Independent talks about the issue, from JAM, that glitch, where reps is now vowing to identify ETMA glitch culprits, take action. We saw the JAM registrar who was moved to tears, when he took responsibility. But then he said the blame will be taken by him, even though it's caused by others. So they're not looking to who are these people that did not do their job. But unfortunate thing is that some section from Nigeria, especially from the southeast, are calling for the head of the boss.
Yeah, he who wears the crown is
uneasy lies the head.
Uneasy lies the head of the man that wears the crown.
That's right.
Another person may have done it, but man, you are the boss. Everything comes to your table. You would have checked. You would have checked. In fact, some members of the House of Representatives.
It was at the point of execution.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know. You and I will not give him. We will not cut him any slack. He is the boss.
Yeah.
Simple, clear, and simple. And some people in the National Assembly are saying, "Look, that thing wasn't a technical glitch. It was human error." That's why they are insisting that, look, we're going to investigate this thing, get the actual people that are culpable and deal with them.
And Veronica, this is someone who had done it over the years. This is not the first JAM, and we've seen revamping of this sector, especially when it comes to JAM. This is the first time we're having monumental, challenge, especially when you look at it. It is the same thing that happened in India, the same thing that happened to SAT in the United States just this year. And they didn't call for the head of, it was just a technical glitch.
Yeah,
and
we have peculiarities as a people. We are not Indians.
No, saying this is technology. Technology can falter anytime.
I know, but you see, the people are different. How we react to things. Look at the 2023 election. Did you see the reaction as well?
Yeah.
Of course, we will react because of the fact that it is in certain areas that these same people have been saying that they've been marginalized.
Yeah.
And here we have seen this kind of thing. So it seems like this was deliberate on the part of JAM as it is. But now the House of Reps is saying we need to get to the root of the matter and find those people. I am waiting to see what they will do. They get these people because this man has worked so hard to ensure that JAM is what it is as we speak.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, this what happened has its long-term implications because a lot of people may not trust JAM again.
And I think we should be mindful of, ethnicizing this, tribalizing this issue. We should just see it as a national problem and we find a national solution.
But unfortunately, we are who we are.
Right. That's about it. That's about it for the newspapers up for review. Those